That's Phoenix and Alpha Zulu on Ann Arbor's 1071. We also had Noah Khan in there as well with Northern Attitude and Lord with Solar Power. Kelly Brown along with you. We are rocking for the hungry, and we're rocking for the hungry this morning with Andrew Paniagua.
That's right.
Yeah, did I say it right? He is a community food programs coordinator at Food Gatherers. Prior to joining the fight against hunger, he worked as a language teacher in Australia, Spain, and the United States. Good morning.
Good morning, Kelly.
Did you get caught in the traffic?
A little bit,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Oh boy. Me too. But you heard that already. Talk to us a little bit about your role at Food Gatherers and how long have you been there?
Yeah, sure. So I've been at Food Gatherers for a little under a year now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have three major roles. Firstly, I work with an amazing team to support all of our partner agencies across the county to make sure that they have what they need to serve the community. Secondly, I also work on making community voice heard and getting community feedback for our advocacy efforts. And lastly, I help connect the community with food resources. And coming from a Spanish speaking background, I do a lot of work in particular to help our Spanish speaking neighbors learn about food resources.
Great.
Yeah.
Why is it so important to reach people in multiple languages?
Yeah,
Even though you may or may not have just answered that question.
no, that's okay. I mean, we want to make sure we're making food resources in the community as accessible as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Language can often be a huge barrier to accessing human services. And so we're fortunate to have an incredibly diverse and dedicated network of community partners, volunteers, and staff who help interpret in multiple languages, translate resources, and generally create a welcoming environment for anyone needing food resources across the county, no matter what language they speak.
Okay. What are some of the different reasons that someone might turn to Food Gatherers, the pantry, for help?
Yeah, well, actually, just the other day, we received some feedback from Northfield Human Services, which is one of our partner agencies, and a big shout out to the team up there doing incredible work.
Mm-hmm.
And so they surveyed their visitors to find out how the pantry had helped them. And the responses range from helping to provide nutritious meals for the whole family to freeing up budgets for other needs like medical costs and rent, and also just providing a way to connect with others, a safe place for people to go to in times of need.
Right. But Food Gatherers is constantly trying to improve and reach in and serve. Well, its reach and services. How do you gather feedback from the community, and what do you do with it?
Yeah. So we think it's important to educate the community on important goals surrounding our advocacy work to all levels of government. But I think equally important is figuring out what our community needs us to advocate for. And so we've been helping to facilitate neighbor listening sessions run by neighbors with lived experience in food insecurity to hear neighbor stories, to learn about the barriers they've faced and figure out what is needed by the community. And we're going to take that information to inform and support our advocacy work, but also to try and improve the services that we provide in the community as well.
What an interesting person you are. They are so lucky to have you.
Thanks, I'm happy to be there.
And you told me earlier that you recently went to a national conference on hunger in DC. Talk to us about that experience a little bit.
Yeah, so back in the summer, Feeding America hosted the Elevating Voices Summit, which invited neighbors from across the country with lived experience in food insecurity to go to this summit to develop some advocacy skills and share their stories as well. And so our partner agencies here in Washtenaw County nominated two amazing people, and I was fortunate to accompany them to DC, and it was just a great experience to see so many people with a common cause come together and share their experiences and really show that they want their voices heard, to make a change in the field of food insecurity. And so those two neighbors that were sent, they are actually really helping us now with our own community advocacy efforts here in Washtenaw County. And so if people want to learn more about that, it was actually this DC trip was featured in our fall newsletter. It's available on our website.
Oh, that's
So
great.
please feel free to go and check it out. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming out
Yeah.
today.
Absolutely.
Andrew Paniagua.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Community Food Programs Coordinator at Food Gatherers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's get back into the music with a Christmas song. Here's Dido and Christmas Day, rocking for the hungry on Ann Arbor's 107.